We're coming back to Call of the Sea for Chapter 6. I feel like we're getting close to the end of the story. We'll have to see if that's true, but I'm just entering the sanctuary, where my husband Harry may or may not have become a fish person. Falgoffen!
It all makes sense. Nothing bad is going to happen to me here, as menacing as this place might look. The island, the ooze, those sea creatures. They're just defending themselves, like a wild animal against an unknown threat. That's how they perceived the expedition, like a threat. But I, on the other hand, I wasn't a threat. And I definitely wasn't unknown, was I?
Oh, hello.
They seemed to recognize me, as if I was one of their own. Everything seems so distant now, as if I first stepped on that white beach thousands of years ago. A full moon? It can't be. Yesterday was a new moon. Did I lose track of time, or... Maybe this place isn't subject to the laws of physics. That's the only explanation I can find for this surreal night.
Yeah, it was,
It's hard to believe everything is real.
It was daytime.
Maybe it isn't. Maybe I'll open my eyes sometime and I'll be back in our home in Inglewood and... everything will be as before. My perfectly ordinary life with Harry. My daily routines. My illness. That will be as before, too. And then I'll need to shake off this strange feeling that I have now. Feeling that I don't really belong there anymore. And with there, I don't mean Englewood, or Boston, or Newburyport. I mean... How is it possible that the strange events of only 2 days on this island makes more sense to me than the life that I've been living for years?
Yeah, I'm not sure that 1930s Western society is likely to accept a fish person amongst them. You probably do belong here more now.
There it is. The sanctuary.
Where some people become fish people and other people drop dead.
So is this where you went, Harry? Was this your last stop?
Oh my gosh, Harry had so many tents. Everywhere he goes, Harry pitches a tent. I'll just let that sit there. He has so many rucksacks. How many rucksacks were on the ship he arrived on?
Another camp. Although it's little more than a few things scattered about.
My dear old pal. I never should have trusted Cass. I thought she cared about you, but she's just mad, obsessed with this place. I can't trust her to help me overcome the last obstacle. This door. I know how to open it. But what I have to do is mix my blood with the black ooze. Am I mad for even considering that? It's the only way we can be together. It has to work, right? All this can't be a coincidence. The ritual is made for the two of us, isn't it, Nora? I wish you could be here to... Damn it. I have to think it over. I can't. Tomorrow. Leave it for tomorrow, damn it. Stop writing.
What are you saying, Harry? Don't you see what the black ooze does, what it did to the doctor? Are you out of your mind?
Wow. Okay, so from the thing we saw Cass write in the earlier area, it doesn't seem like he's evaluating Cass's motivations very accurately.
Harry, what is this? Looks like the ramblings of a madman.
Nora must do it! Together! Change me? Cool.
A library? What are you talking about, Harry?
I had a strange dream today. I was inside a vast library and gazed at vistas of another world. Pnakotas? I often think that, whenever I'm having a strange dream, I just think, Pnakotas?
Was the blood of these creatures some sort of catalyst? Heavens, this dagger looks exactly like the one I have.
Wait, I have a dagger? I don't remember having a dagger. But I did have a long hiatus between playing the first, third of this game and the second 2/3. So, who knows? Have I missed anything? Any Cthulhu Fatags? Or... What was the title of this chapter? Was it Falgoffen? I find that especially amusing because the friend I have who has finished this game, his last name is Goffin. And so apparently it feels like this game is cursing him out. It's like, "Oh, you foul Goffin," when he arrived. I don't know if he read it that way. He probably didn't read it out loud because he's probably not streaming it like a strange person. The tank says, "Didn't he ever read The Little Mermaid? Ariel ends up on land, and the prince doesn't end up underwater." Was The Little Mermaid actually named Ariel in the original Hans Christian Andersen story, or is that just did he even give the mermaid a name? I don't know one way or the other. I never read the original. Because was it even something to be read? Wasn't it just like a ballet or something like that? Like it didn't even have. I don't know. I don't know enough.
My God, this syringe has traces of black ooze. What the hell were you thinking? Black ooze on a Petri dish.
Wait.
Yeah, I really hope
oh,
this works.
Why do people do that? You can do permanent nerve and tendon damage. Find some other way to get blood. I mean, it's important stuff under that skin.
These patterns look too familiar.
Okay, I don't want to go in there yet. Let's see what else we got. I probably shouldn't have pushed that button. That's why I usually look around before I interact with things that look important. Just in case I miss something. Cass, I think I have the answer. You have to go back home and bring Nora here. Leave now, please.
So I have to put my hand inside?
He's yelling, "Is not working." Interesting. Hand inside? No. So is that why Harry thinks that Cass is obsessed with this place? Is because Cass isn't willing to just sort of go off on her own and try to bring Nora back?
Moby Dick. Its pages are hollowed out, and its shape is...
What? I'm assuming this is Cass's camp. Did she have a dagger that she was transporting here? Okay, maybe I'm misreading Cass.
Harry asleep in his tent. What a creepy photograph. Oh my, she sounds completely out of her mind.
Okay, maybe Harry's right. She seemed a little bit more reasonable when she was writing up at the entrance to the sanctuary, but holy crap. I've seen the future. Eternity awaits me. Death awaits Harry. So, okay. So they were saying when you enter the sanctuary, there's two paths. Some people die, some people transform. Does it require a sacrifice to make the transformation happen? Does she think that the two of them are going to enter and Harry's going to die?
A camera. It must be Cassandra's.
So they named her after a character who sees the future. That's interesting. Is it weird that I feel anxiety about sticking my hand into a mysterious hole? I kind of do.
Let's give it a try. Ouch!
Ah!
Ow! Ah! What was that?
You knew something like that was going to
Looks
happen.
like a tattoo, but it isn't. Those are my spots. They've moved.
Wait, what are my spots? What? Okay. I still haven't figured out what these symbols are for, and I got them in the last chapter. That's weird, to have a thing in my notes cross chapters. And this was an optional thing. I didn't have to get it. I wonder what it was for. Okay, so I think I've gotten everything I need to get around here. Oh wait, there's a mural on the wall over here. Let's see if that's important.
This mural seems to describe a ritual involving blood. That dagger.
Is there another mural? Okay, I know I've been over on the left side before. I just want to double check there's nothing I'm missing over here. So I just looked at the campsite. I didn't really... No, wait. Okay, there is something in there. But I don't think it's reachable from here. Alright, yeah, I did go here before. I just forgot. Okay, so let's head through the door. See what we're in for. Raneth Court is suggesting that maybe those notes that I got were about some kind of final optional puzzle or like a true best ending sort of thing. We'll have to see if that's
If he's
true.
behind that door, I wonder which Harry I'll find. How much would be left of the man I love? And how much of the man who has lost his sanity in this place? Different doors with different symbols.
So, interesting. These look like they're related to the symbols in my hand. So, madness is definitely a very common theme to... Is that black ooze or water? To Lovecraftian type stories. Sometimes it's just sort of a... it's just sort of an automatic consequence of... it's like an effect that these gods, these like elder gods and things will have on you. It's just they will make you crazy in sort of almost a magical way. But there's some where it actually sort of makes you really believe that a person would go, instead of just have all of the incentives and stories driving their decisions be thrown out of whack by their knowledge of this, larger and scarier universe. And I like those stories better where you actually can imagine why someone would become, judged by the outside world to be insane because they've been exposed to some of these darker ideas. And also just like, he came here to rescue his wife. I think he feels a deep obligation to succeed. And I think as he's watching, more and more like people die and bad things happen as a cost to this expedition, I think it's making him double down harder and harder. And doubling down harder and harder on a crazy scheme will make you act weirder and weirder. And so I kind of believe Harry's insanity in a way that I normally don't in these kinds of stories.
An eye and a star. Look at the stars, maybe. The stars are aligned, forming a constellation that I don't recognize. That is not the same sky you can see from Earth. And if that's not the Earth's sky, where am I now?
Okay, so that is a kind of Orion-y sort of shape. Do any of the doors have it? None of the doors seem to have that exact shape. Okay, that thing. There's channels in the ground. I wonder if there's something I need to redirect. Now, can I interact directly with these?
A shining constellation. I better draw it.
It's interesting how artificial this looks. Like, right there. It's going off the edge of the stone. I'm not sure if that's supposed to mean something to it. Like, it doesn't feel like it's actually drawn on the stone. It feels like it's a decal placed on a 3D object with a texture.
Where is this door leading me?
So what I'm wondering is the sky going to tell me where I am and these doors are destinations? It kind of makes me think of Stargate a little bit, like using constellations to represent destinations.
Constellations and stars. These people seem to worship otherworldly gods. I wonder what this means.
Okay. So you'll notice, by the way, I think this is going to be really important, but they had to put something on the ground to get me to look up because no one ever looks up that far. But yeah, it's got everyone looking up at stars. Like, they're really trying to get me to look up.
It's a pentagon-shaped symbol with channels in its edges. What was it used for?
So what have I taken notes of so far? Okay, we got the shape of the thing in the middle. We've got all these specific constellations, and it does look like you can make those constellations out of that central image. Which makes me think they're not very compelling as constellations, because there's no way that the universe would arrange itself that way. Trying to think if there's anything that I can learn just from staring at these. But I don't think there is. So, how do I control this? By pushing random buttons, obviously. Oh, weird. Oh, for a second I thought that one was going to tilt in and, like, break. I was going to have to, like, solve this puzzle. I mean, I do like that idea of having there be a puzzle where the first time you solve it, all the pieces go into place the way they should. But the second time you try a similar puzzle, one of the pieces breaks and then you're, like, stuck trying to solve it without the piece.
All these papers are riddled with incoherent doodles. I wonder what this means.
Animals! One of my kids' favorite songs in Just Dance.
Those stone statues seem to rotate with this switch.
What switch are we talking about? I'm really not sure what it's referring to. Do my notes say anything? Is it just describing the machine I already activated, or is it... Huh. Well, okay, so let's look at this.
Circular stones with strange carved symbols. These icons on the wheel are the same as the constellations I have on my hand.
Okay. Okay, so am I trying to recreate one of these constellations using only the shape on my hand? I'm trying to think. Okay, that's doable with the lower right one. definitely. I don't think the others... Okay, I think I'm trying to do the lower right one. Which means I want to have... Okay, the bottom right one be one of the thick dots. So, yeah, okay, so I think I'm facing this in the direction I should. Looking where all the thick dots are. Yes, in order to generate the bottom right icon. And I have activated the wrong button. So let's unactivate this button. So I'm thinking that at first I'm going to start with only one tool, and I'm going to have to make whatever constellation I can using only that tool. Okay, so yeah, so the lower right symbol, I've got that. And so now I need to do the same thing. Maybe over... Is it over here that I need to do it? Alright, there we go. When I compared this to Stargate, the tank is like, but where's your 7th symbol? So, I think that Stargate is wrong in the way that it's putting together its coordinates. You don't actually need to have 7 symbols to create it.
What an odd structure, riddled with nooks and crannies and endless stairways.
Yeah, you don't need to have 7 symbols in order to find a coordinate in space. You at most maybe need 3, so that you can 2 to define a line, and then a third one to designate maybe via a like a perpendicular line a point on that line, and then you're good. You don't need to actually like have a line and then another line and then another line. Like you can go with way less than that and find a point in space. In fact, it would be probably really difficult to have a limited number of symbols that would allow you to actually find all of the arbitrary places in space that you would want to find. So Stargate's silly, but whatever. They tried harder than a lot of people do, so. Wait a minute. Okay, so I just wandered in here talking about Stargate. There's like a mural that I maybe missed, or... Let's see here. What? Oh, could I go down? Nope, can't go down that way. It collapsed. All right, so. Let me get my bearings a little bit here before we go any deeper. Okay, so I came in here. So that door is over there. I should bear that in mind. I come in, and then can I look at this?
They took them to a throne room. That was the final step in the ritual.
A lot of weird stuff down there. Starting to get intimidated by the amount of puzzling that might exist in this space. Okay, so I'm going to obtain another constellation piece.
Maybe it only hurts the first time. Ah! The second also hurts.
All right, so now I've got a little cuppy shape, and I can use 2 of those to make the lower left symbol. So that's good.
When I arrived on this island, I felt like I was trespassing. But now, I feel like this is where I belong.
All right, so it looks like I'll be able to come through that door at some point. Though I doubt it's with this next door. We'll have to see which door has that lower left symbol on it. I'm pretty sure it'll be the one across the way, though. Yeah, looks like it's the one across the way. Now, unless, can I? No, I don't have anything narrow enough for the upper right one. It looks like the upper left one might actually end up being the most complex, because it's got It's got the one I just obtained, maybe twice. Or, yeah, there's a few different ways to read that. But, okay, so now I'm trying to make that symbol. And I think, will it need to be read from this angle? Let's look again. So, yes. So it looks like these two adjacent ones are going to need... Oops, no. This one. Okay, and I was wondering what happens when they overlap. It looks like they just stack on top of each other, like overlap with each other, and they don't cancel each other out. Let's turn off this one. This is a pretty clever little combination puzzle. I'm enjoying doing sort of the mental gymnastics that it takes to like figure out how these things fit together.
This place is like a labyrinth.
This is the spot that I saw from the camp.
They were submerged in black ichor.
Okay, there's gates over there. Looks like that's where I'm going to go. Probably, I'm betting that'll be my last
Harry
destination.
seems to be on the brink of madness. But I don't feel the slightest hint of confusion. On the contrary, I feel my mind is more focused than ever.
Sometimes crazy people feel that way.
Again? Seriously?
That's how I would be feeling too.
Ah.
All right. So let's have a look at this. Okay, so now I have that little tight Z shape. And it looks like I need at least 2 of those and the original shape to make the upper right icon. So one thing that just occurred to me is I wonder if the constellation above my head is also a thing that I can make with these pieces. It doesn't have lines connecting it, so it might be irrelevant. It might be something unrelated, but makes me want to glance at it again and see how it reads to me. All right, so, the pattern of where the large stars are on this does seem like it might fit like this. It's hard to look around because I'm looking straight up. This little star right here, this looks like it's part of the inner pentagon. So it's right there. So yeah, it does seem like it matches up. I wonder what happens if I... So yeah, so it looks like on the left, like this looks like the second symbol that I got. And this leg looks like it could be part of the first symbol. And there's a little notch over here that looks like it could belong to the symbol I just got. I don't know about the top of it, though. I don't know if I've got a symbol that corresponds to that. So good. If I'm supposed to do something with that constellation, I can't do it yet. But what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to make the upper right figure. So that means, I think it means that this one... Let's have that symbol on it. This one. Now, can I have more than one? No. Does that look right? Yes. Okay, and then maybe this one also needs to have the new symbol. There we go. Java Monsoon says, but who is the dude who reset the entire island so that Harry's wife could do the puzzles all over again? So some of the puzzles I've completed, like Harry found a way around them just by sheer brute force. He had a lot of manpower and a lot of equipment. He was able to brute force, like the way he got into the entrance of the sanctuary. He explored and he found a way to get there by climbing and building rope ladders and things like that. There's other places where the puzzle can be solved multiple times. You do it once and then it resets itself. So I do think they actually did think that through. Okay.
Another one of those gates. I have to get into the water again.
I've got 2 gates here, which is interesting. Maybe there's separate parts of the water that I need to explore. Bloink. Okay. No, there's just 2 gates right next to each other. Weird. And then another 2 gates up here. Is this just something to do with the 2 paths that the sort of sacrifices follow? Maybe one's for cargo? I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, these gates are one way. That's why there's 2. Why would they have one-way gates? I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to introduce the concept of one-way gates right now, and they're going to use them for something more later
Come on. One more time.
Dan 31, you're here.
Ow, that hurt. Again.
I'm just stabbing my hand with fish faces. That's what I'm doing. What are you doing, Dan 31? Yeah, what do you bet this is just sort of planting a seed so that at some time in the future I'm aware of the fact that there are one-way gates. So I'm pretty sure the ones I've done in the past have been 2-way. Haven't they? Maybe not. You know what? The first one definitely wasn't. Maybe they've always been one-way, and this is just the first time I've wanted to go there and back again. It's what never occurred to me that they've always been one-way. But yeah, no, they've probably always been one-way this entire time. Oh, what's this?
I can feel the torment of the thousands of slaves who perished here.
Torment, not agony. Interesting. Java Monsoon, yes, she has always had those spots on her forearms. They might have gotten a little bit worse recently, but when the game first begins in Chapter 1, that's the first thing you see, is that she's got these spots on her forearms that represent an illness that she's been suffering from. Her husband came to this island to find a solution to the illness, and it turns out the illness is being part fish person. So not really an illness, kind of a different sort of situation. But yeah, so those spots on her hands mean that, it was easier for her to transform into a fish and do all this stuff than it was for her husband, because apparently she has something in her bloodline that makes her a part of this. All right, so now I've got a long squiggly thing. And the one I don't have yet is elaborate nonsense. But do I have enough now to do the one above? Let's look at that shape. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, my goal right now is to try to make that shape on the ceiling, ignoring the normal progression of the puzzle. I'm going to see if I can make this thing happen. So I think I've already got the next symbol in the right place. And the next symbol. Oh, except this little spur right here. I don't know. That's not represented. This one right here is not represented in the image. So it could be that I'm not in a position to do this yet. But let's let's put my new symbol on right here and see if it lines up. Okay, this is real close. This is real close. But yeah, I've just got this one extra star that means that that I'm not doing the thing that's above me. So maybe this final symbol is what's going to give me the ability to do this. Because I don't think any of my other options would highlight both this star up here. Let's see that. I should get closer. This star and this star being highlighted at the same time. That's necessary, I think, to make this constellation. Unless I'm misreading it. I think that's necessary to make that constellation. And I think that's right now that's the only symbol that lets me do two that are that close to each other. But this one might make it possible so I can do it. So anyway, let's stop trying to chase this pipe dream and figure out where I'm trying to go next. So I'm trying to do the upper left option here, which means this one's still correct. I think this one needs to be reset. This one needs to be nothing. So let's wait. Turn it off. What does this one need to be? This one needs to be the new one. Right, okay. Maybe this is the new one? No, wait. No, it's already the new one. Oh, right. It overlaps, of course. And then the last one over here needs to be symbol 2. Or I guess 5.
All the doors are open.
I'm numbering them.
Where is the constellation I need to open the throne room?
I'm numbering them according to the order in which I got them, even though that's not how they're represented on the UI. And I'm referring to these stone statues as UI. Tank is giving me advice, but then he says, never mind, ignore me. I caused too much trouble during the organ.
Black and white figures.
You don't need to blame yourself for the organ problem. The organ problem was entirely mine. Okay, so we got some buttons here. What does this one do? Raises some paths. Rotates that thing. Rotates that thing. Rotates that thing. Is this going to be like a laser puzzle? They look like they're going to be redirecting lasers. So like if this thing fires a laser over here, it'll hit this. Then it'll go that way. Do I have any other tools here? So that staircase collapsed, so I can't go to the other part of the level. What's this? Can I get up there? Does this say anything to me? Nope, it's just the throne room thing. Okay. Do I have any other way to move around here? Seems like I might need to rotate some of the white ones too. And I can't fish person my way around? I've raised a bridge of sorts, but what happens when I push this again? Oh, wait a minute. Maybe this is not a laser puzzle. Maybe this is a bridge raising puzzle. Gotcha. Okay. So maybe I need to construct a bridge on this side that I can then follow from the other side. Because this game loves making me walk places. Oh, that doesn't actually go all the way to the other side. Okay, maybe not. Maybe... Oh, of course not. Of course not. What am I even thinking? I don't need to go there. Good. I'm so glad they're not making me walk really long distances. What they're doing instead is letting me go there straight from here. Okay, so now I need to fix that other one. And get a bridge that'll take me all the way across. Okay, this makes sense. It's so interesting.
Good doggies, or dragons, whatever you are.
And these are what Harry was taking notes on in the other room that I had no analogy for. And this one controls the white ones. Okay, so I want to get to that spot over there, I imagine. So I also... Okay, so I might have to cut myself off from my starting point, which means I need to know in advance how to set the black one. I'm betting I need to rotate it once more to the right. So I'm going to come over here and rotate that more distant... Which one was it? Was it this one? Rotate that once more. Fire it up. That seems like the most useful place to have bridges. And now oh, wait a minute, I can't. Okay, let's see. Well, just what happens when I push this button? Just without changing anything. Okay, so get white bridge that way. Oh, okay. So I'm not going to need to... So I will need to cut myself off from this platform, not from that platform. Okay, so I'll have to move this to give myself access to that. I'll need to rotate that to make a connection between this platform and that platform. And then... maybe that will be enough? Let's see what this looks like. Okay. Ah, doesn't quite reach, but if I rotate this one 3 times, it will bridge that final gap. Okay, I think we've got our whole path. This is kind of a fun little puzzle to figure out. I like it. So now we need to rotate this one more time. Is it the middle? Dan31 says, don't have all the stars you need? Come on down to the Constellation Sensation, where our stars align, so yours don't have to. Yeah, it is kind of weird thinking, like, what? This is a fun puzzle for me. Why does it work this way for the people who lived here? Why do they have to go get all these separate constellations and all these weird places and all these puzzles? I mean, maybe it's some kind of, I don't know, some kind of test of your bravery or your devotion. I always find that to be a little bit contrived. The tank says, got any magic arrows left? These do kind of remind me a little bit of some of the pieces in like Immortals puzzles, where I have a lot more options for bouncing around, and they actually have to put a lot more effort into restricting me from being able to just jump over every puzzle there is. Java Monsoon says, hey, this is like the Earthen puzzle in World of Warcraft. Everything swivels in 45 degrees? Interesting. I don't actually know that puzzle at all. I haven't played a lot of Warcraft since it was brand new. World of Warcraft, I mean to say. The tank says, I meant to bring you up on the big screen, but there ended up just being an episode of How It's Made about plate mail armor. That's just great TV. I am interested in that. I've been watching a lot of like weird making stuff, YouTube. Look up wood turning on YouTube. The stuff they do with a lathe is just ridiculous. Just random there's lots of different people who have channels like this that are just like bizarre.
Again? Seriously?
Oh, you knew this was coming. You saw 5 constellations on the buttons. Yeah, I guess right. This is not an uncommon puzzle idea. The thing is, like, I see this a lot with lasers. I haven't seen it as much with like physical, you know, things like that rising up. But yeah, having to align things with each other. And I like the fact that I have to kind of align them blindly and imagine the bridges that they're going to create, rather than just watching them snap into place. That's kind of a fun thing that makes me feel, I mean, it's not really that much harder, but it makes me feel smarter while I'm doing it. Which, you know, that's what you come to games for, is to feel smart. Not necessarily always to be smart. Okay, so now I've got the 5th symbol, which should make me capable of creating the constellation up above. So let's look at that constellation up above again. So it was my original symbol here. It was, the symbol is already there. It was kind of the longer, straighter symbol here. And then hopefully if I stick the newer symbol, I don't know how the newest symbol is going to line up, but let's try sticking the newest symbol here. That looks pretty good. All right.
The door to the sanctuary is open. It's time to find out what's waiting for me inside.
Creepy liquid door. Maybe this is Stargate. You guys are hearing those whispers too, right? Is there somewhere else I can go? What's back here? Anything? Anything? Oh, man. Java Monsoon says, I've been fascinated for a while with a channel that lives post-Roman Empire England. They try to be as authentic as possible. That does sound like... I'll have to look that channel up. That sounds fascinating. 1031's like, what whispers? It's just in my head? Oh no! Oh no!
What a disturbing mirror.
Mirror?
Is it made of black ichor? I feel like it is speaking to me. Oh, heavens.
Or the opposite, you know. So wait, now what? There's a word written with blood on the floor. Falgoffen. It's not the first time I'd heard it. Okay, so what? What do I do now? It says Falgoffen. Do I need to say it?
There's something written in the floor with blood. Falgoffen? Haven't I heard that word in my dreams?
Okay. Do I say it to the mirror? Do I... mean, I've been down here. Nothing down here, right? I'm just... I can't walk through the mirror. Am I just here to learn the word Falgoffen? Is there something that I do with it when I come back out? Open to suggestions. Well, I'm not hearing the whispers anymore. Problem solved. Yay, this is the end of the game. It's weird. I mean, I feel like I've seen movies and stories where, like, the person who is not the protagonist gets to the end of all of the puzzles and challenges, and then they just hit a solid wall and they're like, is this all it is? Oh no. And they're like it calls their whole life into question. That's how I'm feeling right now. Yeah, Tank, this is the last door. I mean, this is the one that the sky was telling me to open, right?
There's something written in the floor with blood. Falgoffen? Haven't I heard that word in my dreams?
Yeah? Yeah, maybe? Maybe you have. What do I do with it? What do I do with the word? Do I need to go out further? I see nothing else in that room that I can do anything with. I'm going to emerge from the sanctuary having learned the word Falgoffen, and that will change everything? Wait, what's this?
A woman's earring stained with blood. My God, Harry, what did you do to her?
Oh, gosh. Oh, wait, how did I miss this before?
Oh, my goodness. And the gun barrel is empty. Trail of blood. Someone was hurt. There's a bullet hole in here.
All right, well, that's good to know. Did the trail of blood... Is it leading me anywhere? I mean, aside from just up to the door? I don't feel like I see any more blood on these steps. Yeah, I don't think there's anything more I can do with the constellations. Oh, is there just some obvious thing I'm missing here? I mean, okay, because we ran into one, like, progression-stopping bug with an interaction in Chapter 4, it's making me doubt, like, I mean, I'm assuming, for real, I'm probably just missing something. Like, there's probably a thing, an obvious, like, interaction that I can do here. And I just haven't noticed it yet. Like, oh, like, for instance, maybe there's a door. How did I ran through here a bunch of times. I have an idea. How about you have some light spill out of a door? Does that sound okay?
My God.
Oh, I love paths that assemble themselves under your feet.
Nothing that happens here appears to respect the most basic rules of physics. However, as strange as it may be, it does maintain a peculiar harmony.
The tank is like, haha, these hidden entranceways. Yeah, I mean...
Like the workings of a clock. Or a music box.
many of my biggest problems with this game came from me not noticing entranceways. So, if I had one piece of feedback...
Harry, is that you?
Oh, yuck.
No, 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 no! Don't tell me it isn't you, Harry. It can't be you. It can't be.
I don't know, I think Cass was the one who was staggering into the building.
No, no. Why did you do it? Oh my God, Harry, no! In the end, you performed the ritual. You poor fool. But why? I don't understand it. Why? You knew it. You knew it wasn't going to work.
No.
You knew the ritual wasn't going to work. That's why you never sat on the throne. You didn't even perform the ritual, did you, Harry? But you wanted me to think that you had. You even left a lure to confuse me. But why?
Why is she so convinced of it? So I can't tell. Falgoffen! I can't tell if I'm just fooling myself into thinking that Harry didn't do it because I don't want to believe he's dead, or if I think he really did, like, pose Cass there or something. Like a horrific monster.
What really happened? The only person with you in that sanctuary beach was Cassandra. So if you didn't die, it had to be her.
I feel like I'm making this up. I feel like this is
Did
not...
she use the dagger to open the gates and carry out the ritual? You tried to stop her, but it was too late. She shot you with your own gun and left you for dead, didn't she, Harry?
I'm skeptical.
Because Cassandra was ambitious and would stop at nothing to uncover the secrets here. The island fueled that hunger for knowledge. You had doubts about whether the ritual would work. But what happened to Cassandra cleared up those doubts. The ritual wasn't for people like you. The ritual was only for people like me. But you refused to believe it until the island itself spoke directly to you. Hacha Falgafen. She is our daughter. That's when you finally understood. You understood what my fate would be if I didn't come here and carry out the ritual. A slow and painful death.
That's a creepy image.
So you faked your own demise and left your glasses near Cassandra's corpse. Those same glasses you never take off. And you sent me the package from Tahiti, Harry. Your picture, the key, the dagger. Another one of your scavenger hunts. And I took the bait. You made me come to this island, the same island where you almost lost your mind and your life. The same island where 4 members of your expedition perished. Why did you deceive me, Harry? You said you would never lie to me. Why didn't you tell me the truth? Why did you do this to me?
Yeah, I'm also curious.
Because you knew that I would never accept my fate if it meant leaving you. Right, my love? Not even if staying with you would mean a slow and painful death. So the only way to get me to leave you was to make me believe you were dead. And you chose to live a life without me, so I could be who I really am. That's why you tried to deceive me. But I know you too well, my dear old pal. We've had so many years together, so many moments of love, happiness, understanding, friendship. A whole beautiful life with you. I know what you tried to do, but I can't let you make this decision for me, Harry. Either I embrace my fate and accept what I've always been, and leave you behind, or I reject it and return home with you to relish the time that my illness gives us. It's my decision to make.
Okay, so I am meant to believe that this is true. Cool. I'll accept that. I don't know which one I want. I mean, the game emphasizes so much how these two have this very cute but also just beautiful relationship. And it's only underscored by the fact that he's tried so hard to give her this gift and given up so much for her. You're like, it makes me want this. But if she goes home, then he's going to feel like a tragic failure. He's going to feel like he went to all of this effort and just gets the same outcome that he was going to have if he had never even left. So I think if she goes this way, there's some beauty and some love in that, but I think he's just going to feel like he's failed his wife and he's going to lose her anyway. This way, he still loses her just as much as before, pretty much by the end, but he knows that he's given her a better life. And so if I, as Nora, really want to make him happy and show my love to him, I'll accept the gift that he's given me and say, okay, I came here to find you and be with you. You know that I love you because otherwise I never would have chased you down like this. It's like a final act of love to give him what he's hoping for, which is an eternal life for me. And, and if I go this way, maybe, I don't know if it means I'll never see him again. There might still be some way that, we couldn't be together the way we were before, but I don't know. There still could be something there. So Java Monsoon is voting for me to reject my fate and return to Harry, whereas Kimsa Bimsa is saying that I should accept my fate and leave Harry. I am really curious if they've got telemetry on how often people choose one choice or the other in this game. I would really love to know, like, once I make my decision, I'm leaning towards this door, the door where I accept the gift that Harry's given me, and, let him lose me now rather than losing me a little bit later, but feel like he's given me something greater. I feel like this is actually the most merciful option, both for him and for me. But that's just my evaluation of it. Different minds will evaluate this different ways. I'm really curious whether I'll be in the minority or in the majority. And the thing is, there's other factors here too, because this looks like the prettier, more fantastical ending, the one that might answer more questions about the mysteries of the game. This one takes you back to a life that's fairly familiar. So I could imagine that regardless of the moral choice, I could imagine some players choosing this just to see more. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is the more common choice because of that factor weighing against the moral choice. If you knew that both of these would end in a black screen and credits, and you wouldn't see anything more, because I really don't know what's after this, I wonder if that would maybe even out the choices more. I don't know, but I'm only making guesses. I genuinely don't know what data they might have on what choices people make. The tank is saying, "What do you want, old pal?" I think I'm going to take this door.
We had a really good life. But that's not my life anymore, is it, Harry? Not after what I've been through on this island. Not after all I've found out about myself. I can't fool myself anymore. I have to accept what I truly am and leave you behind. I'm going back home.
not really how
What a
mermaids
lovely melody.
look in this world.
I don't believe I've ever heard more than a few notes. Until now.
No, take me back! No! No! Oh, I changed my mind! No, oh, I can't. Oh well. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to know if I could do that.
For years I thought I was sick. But the truth is, I was homesick. My poor health, the pain, the suffering. It was all because of how far I was from here. Everything seems so far away now. No trace of pain, no trace of sickness. Nothing besides this place. It's so pleasant to forget everything else. Nothing matters anymore. I'm finally one of the thousands of minds connected to the Icor. Connected with the Elder God. Goodbye, Harry.
So where I was concerned about this thing changing her to be something that she didn't want to be, she feels like it's changing her to be what she always was. Oh. I expected that to be the end, or am I? Taking my final Stargate ride. Huh. Java Monsoon says, it's a nice retelling of The Little Mermaid, though. Interesting. They are both about a woman who is a sea creature trying to live on land for the love of a human man, and then learning that she has to return to the sea and become one with the ocean, and she loses what she originally wanted. There's definitely different implications and meaning in the two different stories. What? I bet that means something to someone. I don't know what it is.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Oh.
2. Don't forget the harmony. 1, 2, 3.
All my life is empty since I went away. Skies don't seem to be so clear.
The tank said that he thinks that she said, "I'm home now." That certainly makes sense. It sounded like the deep voice was welcoming her as a daughter, because it said the word Falgafen. So Kim Sabimsa said that Danish TV today is going to be showing the Meg, which seems relevant. You know what? As frustrated as I got in Chapter 3, this is a really cool and rewarding game. I'm really glad that I played it. And you know, there's a lot of game stories that are just there to be perfunctory. This one's really beautiful, and it really, I mean, that final choice was a serious one. Like, I really felt challenged by that. I'm not dead certain that I made the right decision. Oh, look at this. Messages from the team in Spanish? So I don't actually know who this team is or where they come from.
Dearie, I'm so lonely. How I miss your smile.
Huh.
And your tender
Monster Man has a theory that Falgoffen actually is Welsh for I'm hungry. I was just fed to a monster. So I don't want to stop the video until we've seen all the credits, because I feel like, you know, these people deserve recognition for this really cool thing that they've made. I don't know how long these credits are going to be. Interesting. It feels like this game was, unless maybe what we're looking for is, I'm seeing a lot of names from a lot of very different backgrounds. Like, it seems like people were coordinated from all over the world to work on this game. Now, this is the localization department. Of course, this is from all over the world, but still, and they're localized to a lot of languages too. That's pretty cool. It is weird. You can have a game that's made by a very small team of original creators, but the credits always need to have tons and tons of additional people, because just getting the game out to folks involves, you know, and localizing it to a lot of different languages and stuff like that. It involves larger companies that then have a lot of people to add to the credits.
Even today, so many years later, I still doubt whether I did the right thing. I lied to you. For the first and last time. And even if it was to free you from pain, suffering, and death, I deceived you. But I've paid such a high price for my deceit, Nora. Fate has punished me with a long and sorrowful life, with no other incentive than my work. Because that is the only thing I have now. My dear old pal.
They're really trying to drive home the cost that I paid, huh? But he knows that he saved her. Or at least he suspects that he saved her. And he believes that he deceived her, even though he didn't. But, yeah, I don't know. They're trying to drive home the negative of that, but I still really think that she made the right choice. So I'm not gonna quibble about it, but I think Harry should be happy for the decision that he made. Though, I mean, I don't know. It did, just like the when the people, you know, the ancient people did the ritual originally, apparently it cost a lot of lives to cause the transformations. Harry, you know, didn't knowingly go into it thinking that he was going to get people killed. So he doesn't have to take full responsibility for it. But at the same time, he did pay a pretty high price in other people's lives to get this opportunity for Nora, which is, you know, paying a price in your own life. You can choose to do that, and that makes sense. Choosing, you know, paying a price in other people's lives doesn't feel quite as justifiable. But again, it's not like he planned it that way, and he certainly would have done it another way if one had presented itself. And he didn't choose it that way up front. But so the take is saying they're trying to guilt me into another playthrough. That's interesting. Okay. Anyway, we should wrap up the video. So thank you for hanging out with me through this entire game. That was 6 chapters, 6 videos. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually release them slowly or if I'm just going to dump them all in one fell swoop, because this is a lot. And this is actually, it's not like this is my most popular video series, but whatever. It's worth it. You know, I'm not doing it for the views. I'm doing it for the game, because the game is great. So with that, we'll wrap it up. You can subscribe if you want. That didn't make enough of a noise. There we go. That's where the subscribe button belongs. And I don't have a new Call of the Sea video to put here anymore.